Good night. Good night. Tonight, March the 28th, Thursday, March the 28th, 2024. Hope everyone's having a good evening. Easter weekend. Hope y'all get a long weekend. I hope y'all getting the Friday and the Monday off. Unfortunately, I only get the Friday off, but it's better than nothing. So, the topic we got today: are there any health benefits to for older men dating younger women? Now, I wouldn't consider myself an older man yet. I'm still fairly young. I'm in my 40s, but it's been said that men in their 50s and even in their 60s, uh, going into relationships with younger women, most of these men have been in long marriages, like 30-year marriages, right? 30, 40 years. A lot of us aren't seeing those numbers nowadays, right? So, a lot of these men get into these relationships not really for anything serious. A lot of times it's just to, just to enjoy a companionship, right? But we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go into it. We're gonna look and see what other people are talking about. We'll see what this guy has to say. It's a pretty short video. I think this is a gentleman that's dealing with a younger woman, and what's he's just telling you the reason. What does that say? Why men like younger women? The reason that's so obvious it needs to be said. Okay, let's hear what he has to say. I'm gonna.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is why men like younger women. So, in some respects, the answer to this question is fairly obvious. Men are primarily visual creatures, so they sort for good optics. And beauty, from the perspective of evolutionary psychology, is a indicator of reproductive capacity. That is, it generally correlates with youth and fertility. So, to the extent that men have a biological imperative to reproduce successfully, it makes sense that men would be attracted to younger women. You don't need to listen to this episode to know that. You already know that. Today, I'm going to discuss another powerful and often neglected reason why this is true. But before I do, please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and it's how you can support me and my mission to deliver free, high quality content to the world. So thank you for your help. So there's
Pause it.
another really
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anyone that's listening right now, please do like, share, comment, subscribe. All right, that does a lot, like he said. All right, so let's continue.
important reason why men like younger women. It's staring us all in the face, but it almost never gets said. Here it is. The reason why men like younger women is that women like older men. If women did not like older men, it would actually be very, very difficult for men to like younger women. I suppose they still could like them,
So
but it would
pause there.
just be a recipe for.
I I'd say that's true in some cases, not in all cases. You have a lot of younger women who, and I guess it depends on what he's talking about when he says young. Uh, a lot of younger females in their 20s, not really looking to date older men. A lot of them see it as gross. Like, they're not in that. And I don't even want to say maturity. It's really just preference is something that they don't prefer at that point and at that age. Maybe when they get up to maybe like around 30 and, they've seen the ups and downs of life, then they're more accepting to date older men. So yeah.
Frustration, a kind of torture, and we actually don't see that in reality. I don't believe that there's a culture on this planet where the average age of a woman exceeds the average age of a man for a first marriage. So, in all places, in every culture around the world throughout history, women select older men to partner with. And why might that be? Well, what are some of women's selection criteria for partners? They'd like someone who is confident and competent, who has wealth, who has status, who has an emotionally compelling
Pause
lifestyle,
there.
who knows how to communicate.
Confidence makes a lot of sense, because one thing we kind of overlook is that confidence comes with age. The more you experience in life, the more you become confident in what you're capable of. So that stood out to me there. But yeah.
Who has status, who has an emotionally compelling lifestyle, who knows how to communicate, who is emotionally stable, and who is generally an all around successful guy. Okay, so who is more likely to have all of those things? A 25-year-old man or a 45-year-old man? Obviously, the 45-year-old man is going to have significantly higher levels of all of those things. The 25-year-old might be fun and sexy, but those aren't the primary criteria upon which women sort for their partners. Okay, so the flip side of this is the understanding that a successful 45-year-old man is sort of analogous to a fairly attractive 25-year-old woman. Most men will never even begin to approach the optionality enjoyed by a beautiful 25-year-old woman, but if they play their cards right, they might get the kind of optionality enjoyed by a fairly attractive 25-year-old woman. And it makes sense that when he's at his peak, when he has the greatest optionality he will ever have, he will move toward the women that, all of the things being equal, he's most attracted to. Because that's what the attractive 25-year-old women are doing. They're at their peak and they're moving toward the men that, all of the things being equal, they're most attracted to. In our culture, when we see a big age gap in a romantic relationship, we tend to think that it's a skeezy old guy who has somehow manipulated an innocent young woman into a relationship. But it would probably be just as true to say that it's a skeezy old little girl who is creeping on some established, successful man. It's the other side of the same coin. So we either need to think of this as creepy in both directions.
But I think I missed that. I didn't catch what he said there.
So
Can we go back just slightly?
It's the other side of the same coin. So we either need to think of this as creepy in both directions, or even better, stop being so judgmental. Seeing what people go after when they have the most options is our truest glimpse into what they really want. It is what it is. What do you think? Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. We didn't really get too much of the health benefits. We'll look at another video, see if we could get into that. I know some already. Like I said, what I like to do though is see what people are talking about, seeing what's being said, especially in this modern day. What are people's ideas, and then I'll just respond to it. But yeah, I like what he's saying, and it could go both ways. They say that there are benefits to older women dating younger men too. So yeah, they say there's a lot of benefits. And those are things we're going to look at today on the men's side. Maybe we'll do the women's side another time if we got women on the panel or women who ask that question. But right now we're dealing with the men. We're dealing with the men's side. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Let's talk about why men.
Rich Cooper. I believe this guy's from Toronto too. This guy's from Toronto actually. So shout out to Rich Cooper.
For women, and for that I have a study here, which is right there. And let's throw that up on the screen. Share. Okay. Try to make this a little bit bigger. I know some of you guys are on mobiles when you do this. Screwed up my placement. Okay, here we go. Figure 3. Okay, you can go. The title of this study here. I'll read you the title after I get to the. Can you guys hear me? Okay, volume seems a little low. I'll turn it up a little bit for you. Hopefully that helps. All right, let me just highlight it here. So in this chart we've got shows the risk of dying in men increases as the age gap increases. So the younger the wife is compared to the spouse, actually I should highlight it from here. The younger the wife is compared with her spouse, the lower the mortality rate of the husband. The older the wife is compared with her spouse, the higher the mortality rate of the husband. Compared with the reference category, an excess mortality rate of more than 30% can be found in married men who are more than 7 years, less than 17 years.
What I thought we'd be able to ease into it, but like the health benefits, maybe we could go into better for your blood pressure, better for your I don't know, prostate. But he went straight into a longer life. I mean, what more could you? How better can you get than living longer? You know what I mean? That sounds healthy to me. All right, living an extra 5-10 years. I like that. So yeah, let's see what else he's talking.
Higher the mortality rate of the husband. Compared with the reference category, an excess mortality rate of more than 30% can be found in married men who are more than 7 years but less than 17 years younger than their wives. Married men who are more than 15 years but less than 17 years old. Married men who are more than 15 years but less than 17 years older have a chance of dying that's 4% lower. You have a lower chance of dying. The study, by the way, you can go look it up. It's called "How Does the Age Gap Between Partners Affect Survival?" So the long story of, the too long didn't read version of it is, younger women will let you live longer. That's just the reality of it all. Okay. So date younger women. Run a harem of younger women if you want, if you can. There's nothing wrong with that. So
hey, pause there.
Because this is the.
So he said run a harem. So I never thought about that. I mean, let's just say one younger woman gives you an extra 10 years of life. Maybe 5 younger women give you extra 50 years of life. Let's keep going.
The societal norm here that grinds my gears. Share screen and let's go with Tanya Sweeney. I don't know if you know who Tanya Sweeney is, but this is Tanya Sweeney's article, "How Older Men's Fixation with Younger Women Really Boils My Kidneys." Oh, man. You got to love these, eh? Older men's fixations boil my kidneys. Poor Tanya. I always tell you guys to consider the source, yeah? Whenever you read these articles. Is it going to click through for me? This is good old Tanya here. And if we're being honest, do we have... There's another one I pulled up here about.
Okay, can we
wrote about
go forward just a little bit?
So you get frame on giving me the once over. He announced he had a friend to pick up at the airport right away. This is in 2016. She's just had a kid recently, so obviously, she found somebody to lock down and make babies with, or a baby, I suppose. She's probably towards the end of her reproductive lifespan.
Okay, let's go forward a little bit more, because I think he's talking about
kidney. So in this article,
30. I think he's talking about a woman who has a problem with older men dating younger women, and it so happens that her first child was with older man, or sorry, her first experience was with an older man. So he found a contradiction in her whole story. So we could fast forward through that. Let's go forward just a little bit, see if he talks a little bit more about the health benefits, because that's what we want to try and look at right now.
At 20. Working in a Dublin hotel bar to pay my way through college, I met an American man, then in his mid-30s. So this guy's 15 years her senior. He was charmingly boyish, but had his own apartment in LA, wore aftershave, and worked as a record producer. I could barely spell career. It was a sizable step up from the snake-bite guzzling lads that I was more used to. Suitably smitten, I moved to LA after college so we could make a go of things. She picked up and moved all the way to LA from Dublin to chase down this 35-year-old Chad because he's not a snakebite guzzling lad. Okay. So even though she's complaining about men dating younger, she admits in her youth, when she still had beauty, I don't know what she looked like younger, but she doesn't look so hot today as you saw in the other picture. When she still had beauty, she dated older men. In fact, 15 years her senior. This is like solipsism 101, guys. I talked to you about hypergamy and solipsism being the main driving forces of the women. And this is them not seeing past their own nose. She actually titles an article complaining about men dating younger women, boiling her kidneys, and she closes the article admitting that this is what she did herself.
Okay, so that's cool. So I sent you another one there. If we could go into that, that would probably be the last one.
it just me? Or can you not go anywhere at the moment without hearing the word cougar? Demi Moore, Eva Longoria, Caroline Flack. And you know what, Harry Styles? I get it. They're more experienced. It's kind of like you're dating Stifler's mum. And they would probably whip you in bed. All valid reasons. However, I do feel that I should be battling the young women's corner. Without further ado, 10 reasons why it's better to date a younger woman. Oh, sorry, before I begin, can I just say that none of my reasons are actually my viewpoint. This show is purely for entertainment. Okay, let's start. 1. The general body condition in younger women is, well, better. I really don't want to say what we're all thinking. Say it. No. Say it. No. Just say it. Okay, younger women are tighter. Next. 2? I'm sorry for this one.
So
There's more possibility the girl you're having
I like that. I like that there. So tighter. That sounds like because less experience. So that let's say I want to word it in a way that's let's just say like she said, tighter. The tighter, the better, right? That's the way I would be thinking, right? So better sex, better. They all say what the health benefits is. Not only to better sex, but more often, getting sex more often. There are definite, obvious health benefits to that. So let's see what she has for number 2.
sex with might not have had sex before. 3, there's probably not going to be much power struggle in that relationship. And when I say that, I don't mean that men are more powerful and more successful than women, because I am all for the powerful women. But generally, if a man is older and there's a younger woman,
3, so less talk back. Okay, that's the way we could put that. Less aggression, less masculinity, right? Which is good, right? Because then you have a dance. You have the yin and the yang. Less arguments. The woman wants to hold her position, and the man holds his position. That's healthy, right? That's healthy. Because put it this way: the more you have to argue, the more you have to prove your point, the more you feel you have to overdo it. That could be stressful. Stress is bad for your health. So that's an obvious one. Let's see what else she has going.
For the powerful women. But generally, if a man is older and there's a younger woman, he's probably going to be in a better job. And men love to make more money than women. 4. Generally, older women have been with more men. Younger women just carry less mental baggage. All you have to do is prove you're better than her secondary school boyfriend. Do you drive a car that's worth more than $2,000? Do you have a full-time job? Do you not live with your parents? Sorted. 5. Young women aren't even thinking about having children yet.
So, Rwanda, so she was basically saying that, so less competition. She's not comparing you to like 20 different dudes, right? Or the dude who was an exact already. You probably be the first one making the bag, right? So, look, she's happy, you're happy, right? Not to say happy wife, happy life. That's not what I'm saying. But guess what? It's just better if she's happy. It's better for you. You know what I mean? Let's see what else she's talking about.
5. Young women aren't even thinking about having children yet. It's bloody gold for men. 6. That conversation that older women want to have.
5. Yep, kids. Right. That could be your option. Right. She's more flexible on when. She has a lot more time. Kids could be stressful too. Right. So we're not only talking about the happiness, the health benefits in terms of being happy, but the fact that you won't be disappointed, and you'll be less not angry, but you'll be less stressed out, right? Because you're not thinking about someone who's trying to pressure you for kids and stuff or to have kids and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. Let's see what she's got for number 6.
Bloody gold for men. 6. That conversation that older women want to have when a relationship gets to a certain stage? Just want to know where is this going? What are we? That's not going to happen with younger women. Because I just want to get wrecked. 7. Younger women have a lot of energy. Do you know what I'm saying? Do I need to explain it? Okay, they'll probably do it more than once a night. And I bet their flexibility is amazing. What is wrong with me? 8. Generally.
That's obvious. You don't gotta say much there, right? If she's got that energy, especially in the bedroom, that's gonna be a good. That's a health benefit, if you ask me. All right, where's she at? 8?
Do I need to explain it? Okay, they'll probably do it more than once a night. And I bet their flexibility is amazing. What is wrong with me? 8? Generally, younger women probably have less experience in bed, which I know you might think sounds like a bad thing. However, as the older man in that relationship, they'll probably be up for trying anything that you want to in bed. Hey, honey, do you fancy trying the reverse giraffe, cowboy hunting, donkey flipping officer? Sure. 9? Young women just seem to be happier. They're more positive. They
I don't.
really
With 8, I don't think I need to say anything there either. All right, so let's see what she's got for 9.
fancy trying the reverse giraffe, cowboy hunting, donkey flipping officer. Sure. 9? Young women just seem to be happier. They're more positive. They really don't know how shit life can get yet. And 10. Younger women are less hairy, so there's less chance of having a surprise run-in with the Amazon forest whilst excavating down south.
All right, cool. So
Who is
I
going to
like that. I like that. I like that. I think that she covered a good amount. And I didn't want to go in scientifically. I got a lot going on tonight. So, like I said, most of these videos in the last couple of weeks are things we're talking about. We'll go back into it and go more in depth. We'll pull up some studies, look at the numbers, see the statistics, all that stuff, right? But we just wanted a quick rundown. And especially like what she said, especially with the last one, not the last one, number 9, that energy. They don't know how shitty life is yet, so they got this naivety to them. Everything is peaches and roses, and that could rub off on you in a good way. You know what I mean? So those are all good things. Just listening to that last one actually made me feel a little bit happier, more spiffier, man. So so imagine if I was actually that older man getting the benefits of that. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. So we're gonna cut it short, man. We got things to do tonight. Tomorrow we're gonna see if we have we're probably gonna do a little financial topic because it's Friday, so want to talk a little bit about the money. We'll see what the topic's gonna be. But yeah, we're gonna do that for tonight. We're leaving it at that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will catch y'all on the next one. All right, y'all have a good night.